This episode of WDW Today is being sponsored by MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. And if you're planning a trip to Walt Disney World sometime soon and you're looking for a little help with planning that trip, if you're looking to get someone to help you plan it, be it if you need a little help, or maybe you need a lot of help, maybe this is something that seems a little overwhelming, why not have the travel agents at MEI and Mouse Fan Travel help you out? They can help you regardless of your knowledge of Walt Disney World, little or small or big. They can help you out regardless of that. Give them a try. www.mousefantravel.com.
This is Walt Disney World Today. Give us 5 minutes and we'll give you the world.
It's Wednesday, October 28th, 2009, and this is episode 636 of WDW Today. I am Matt Hochberg of StudioCentral.com. Joining me on today's show is Mike Scopa, a senior feature writer and blogger for allears.net. Welcome, Mike.
You might say I'm sort of a computer.
Aurak 1.
Who?
What?
See, even you don't know. That is Aurak.
That was from Epcot.
Nope. That's Aurak 1, the original Tomorrowland Transportation Authority, or the
That is correct.
The Wedway People Mover, to be more.
That is correct. The
Right.
Wedway.
Wow.
All right.
Wow, I was burned worse than Willie McGee against the Jets defense.
Oh, man.
It's Willie McGee.
Willis McGahee, whatever his name is.
Willie McGee and
In
Molly.
true Matt fashion.
That was
pronounced
great.
it
I want
wrong.
Hochberg in my fantasy football league.
Laverne Coles.
Don't tell me what that team would look like.
Willie McGee.
Plaxico Burgess.
Joining us on today's show,
Sonny Sanchez. Whatever. Go ahead.
Joining us also on today's show is Mike Newell of Mouse World Radio. Welcome to the show, Mike.
Sorry, I'm swallowing a gummy and I'm laughing at the same time.
Would those be Flintstones gummies?
No, they are vitamin gummies, though.
Yeah. Aren't those your Flintstone gummies that you write about on Facebook all the time?
Yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah. And also joining us on today's show is Len Testa, co-author of The Inofficial Guide to Walt Disney World. And Len, I hate to air our dirty laundry on the show here, but I just gotta say I'm a little concerned about you because I think you missed the point of St. Patrick's Day. It's just one day, not all year round.
Wearing. I spent a lot of time in this Lucky Charms outfit, so I
mean, no,
I'm going to get my money's worth.
You just like the tights, right?
I just like the accent, exactly. The accent and the hat.
Have the little feather on it.
There's only room for one hornswoggle in this world.
They are magically delicious. Lord.
And also joining us on today's show is the fabulous Annette Owens, a manager of customer relations and group services for MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. Welcome, Annette.
Hey, guys.
Well, it's Wednesday, and we're answering your listener questions. We'll start out with an email from Roger Sauer of Salem, Oregon. Who writes,
Salem was in Connecticut. No, Massachusetts.
Evidently
Virginia.
Virginia.
There's one in Oregon as well. Right, so you indicate you have a couple of the activities for the reunion for Monday and beyond. We can help. Here are some possible events. Are you ready for these, Len? I want you to give me go or no go.
Sleep. Sleep.
Twilight Zone Tower of Turkey Terror. Guests will unwrap their smoked turkey legs for the big drop and see them levitate before their eyys.
Nasty.
Be able to eat it without your hands.
How about this? Scopa Tower stuffing. See how many guests we can fit in a Valley Resort room. There are two categories, oiled guests and non-oiled guests. I got more. I got lots more.
I see another mouse fest. That's a great one.
How about,
you could so totally do that too.
How about Birthers of a Nation? During Hall of Presidents show, guests will stand during President Obama's speech and exclaim, "Where's your birth certificate?"
Exactly. It's a conspiracy. Wow. 45 years in the making. Yeah, go ahead.
How about PETA Pan's flight? That's PETA, like PETA.
Yeah.
During their trip to Conservation Station, guests compete by releasing as many animals as they can before the next train departs. Let's see
I'm so going to steal these ideas.
There's some that I cannot say on the air over here. How about this? General Repo Man. Guests waive their IRS 1040 forms at Test Track, claiming they're
co-owners.
Yeah, claiming they're the company owners to repossess the GM ride vehicles.
Oh, no.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, my God. I'm so using that in the book.
How about
using that in the book? Who is this?
This is Roger Sauer. Right. How about Testa's stats with Stitch? Given graphing calculators, guests try to come up with the best park touring plan in the dark. And, of course, my personal favorite, Hotchberg's H1N1 holiday happening. Matt leads guests around the resort so they can lick the chocolate decorations. Very nice. Very nice. Right?
Oh, wow.
I'll
That
share
was
with you.
awesome. Like the oiled and not oiled.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's awesome.
A little while ago, we actually answered an email from Craig Cudmore of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, and it was about the online check-in at the resorts for Magical Express if you're coming from Canada. And Craig wrote, thanks for reading and answering my questions this morning. In the time since I wrote this, I did some research and found out the answer to Magical Express curbside check-in. The issue when checking in a resort is related to customs and security. Anyone whose final destination is outside the United States cannot use the resort luggage check-in. In the show, it was mentioned that it's an airline issue, but it's actually a customs issue. Just thought you'd like to know. Next email is from Melinda, who writes, my family of 5 is going on our 5th visit to the world in early December. And we have children's ages 6, 4, and 21 months old traveling with us. We have a reservation at Port Orleans Riverside. We stayed there before and really enjoyed it. However, it's been my dream to always stay at a deluxe resort, and we have an advanced dining reservation at Whispering Canyon Cafe the first morning of our stay. I jokingly made a deal with my husband that if I lose 25 pounds before our trip, now 44 days away, he will let me upgrade to the Wilderness Lodge. My question is, did I make a good deal, or will I be disappointed if I somehow win and do get to upgrade? I just started listening to your podcast and really enjoy them. Glenn, should she lose the weight or purposefully, eat a few Twinkies and make sure
I don't want to sway it, but as of today, depending on the date, so she's going, especially if she's going down around reunion time, the Wilderness Lodge isn't available. So,
all right, let's
on her dates.
Right. Well, maybe we'll,
Donuts for everyone.
Well, what do you think, Glenn, in terms of it in general?
I like this. I like the setting better. I mean, I like the theming of the resort. Which Port Orleans?
Riverside.
Yeah, I like Wilderness Lodge's theming better. I don't know that the thing I don't really like about the Wilderness Lodge are the rooms. I think they're essentially moderate rooms at a slightly higher price because of the rest of the resort. But I mean, it couldn't hurt to lose 25 pounds, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess my issue is that it's great. I know many people are dreamed about staying at a deluxe resort. I think you should aim a little higher than the Wilderness Lodge.
Yeah, well, Animal Kingdom Lodge, I could kind of maybe see that.
Yeah,
because I think it's the better of the two.
Yeah, I mean,
if it was concierge level at the Animal Kingdom Lodge, then I'm saying, I'd actually call for liposuction next week, just because if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Where's the goodbye?
Exactly. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. Exactly. Yeah. But 25 pounds in 44 days is essentially, what is that, like 2,800 calories a day?
Well, the prisoner of war diet works wonders, I hear.
You couldn't. I mean, your metabolism would shut down. That's tough. That's really hard.
Good luck, bro.
Yeah.
Next
trip. Go ahead.
Next email's from Chris from Danbury, Connecticut. He writes, hello, Matt, Mike, Len, and Annette, if you were there.
Don't they have a Mint in Danbury?
Maybe.
I think so. Oh, go ahead.
I've downloaded every episode available on iTunes and plan on going back, getting more manually once I'm finally caught up. I just finished listening to episode 435, Counter Service, The Good and the Bad, so I have a lot to catch up on. My family, wife and 2 kids ages 3 and 5, and I have a trip planned to the world soon and are staying at 2 different resorts for the first time. We are Disney Vacation Club members and want to take advantage of the lower point costs on a Sunday through Thursday stay. But
smart.
We're arriving on Friday night and staying 2 nights in the All-Star Resort. My question is, when we check out of All-Stars and into our Boardwalk Villas, can the Magic Your Way tickets on our All-Star key to the World card be transferred to the new cards that we'll be getting when we check into the Boardwalk?
I don't think so. Oh, this is so they buy one. Well, no,
they have tickets on.
The tickets will still
You
be
go to
good.
guest services and you can see if they can move it. Sometimes they can, sometimes they can't. I've had some clients that were able to do it, some that weren't, but it may depend on the cast member at guest services. But you take your tickets there. It'll be on your old room key.
Yeah, but why couldn't they just leave the tickets on their own old room key? I guess they just want the convenience of having to carry around. Okay, all right, okay.
But I don't know if all cast members can do that, but I have had them do that because we've taken tickets in before and had them put it on the room key.
Mm-hmm.
So For convenience, just for convenience sake.
Right. Okay.
Next email is from Heather in San Antonio, Texas, and this.
Remember the Alamo?
No, this is not going to be relevant for this year, but it's a good question. I thought it merits answering, certainly, and that you might know the answer to this one. Heather writes, hi, everyone. Thanks for the great podcast. My question is, free dining runs until, well, it did run until October 3rd. But what if I arrive on October 3rd? Would we get free dining for our entire trip or just that one day? Thanks again, and Matt, please speak faster.
Yeah.
So, Ned, if you arrive on the last day of the free dining offer and you're staying for a week, do you get it for the whole week or just for that one day?
No, it's based on the date you check in. So October 3rd, you get it. If you checked in on October 4th, you wouldn't be able to get it.
I did that. So.
Yep.
And you got it for the full week?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
For the length of the stay.
Right.
But you gotta check in that first day. That's
Exactly.
Yeah. And once you check out, then it's over, right?
yeah, it's gone.
Yeah. Hey, I hear I hear a rumor that Buy 4 Get 7 is going to be extended to June 2010.
Buy 4 get 7. Sign me up.
Oh,
Buy
good
4
night.
Buy 4 Get 3 free. Whatever.
Now, it doesn't surprise me, Len, to tell you the truth.
It's just a rumor at this point, but we'll see.
Next email is from Kathleen from Lexington, Massachusetts.
I thought Lexington was in Kentucky.
Also in Massachusetts. Remember 1 if by land, 2 if by sea?
Oh, yes.
Yes. I mean, geez, the Scope has only told us about it on 1,000 times.
Oh, he was there.
I was there.
Right, he's really been hung up about old Paul
I didn't
Revere
buy it
getting
until
on
I saw
first.
the whites of their eyes.
Kathleen writes, thanks to the WW Today and the Mouse Savers website, I think I finally understand the benefits of an annual pass. And I'm considering purchasing one next year. I do have a question, though. In your experience, does Disney ever offer annual pass discounts at the Disney Vacation Club resorts other than Saratoga Springs or Old Key West? Sure. And how about on 1 or 2 bedroom villas?
Yes to both, but you have to ask. I've got an AP discount on the 2-bedroom villas before at Old Key West. I think Old Key West and Saratoga Springs are the resorts where you can find deals almost all the time.
Yeah, I think that's why they're also more heavily advertised because of that.
Right.
Very good. Thank you, Kathleen. Next email is from Dave, Rest Gentleman, and Len.
No.
And hopefully the lovely Lynette. Who's Lynette?
Lynette?
Wait a minute. Is that
right
me and Lynn?
podcast?
What is that? Are we a combo
Lynette.
now?
I know. It's like we're like Siamese twins.
Okay, that's weird.
Good evening. I'm currently in the beginning stages of planning our 2010 trip to the Walt Disney World. Seeing how the rates don't come out until August, I sent this email in April in hopes of it arriving by August, just in time.
April. What year?
We've been to the world several times, and I'm a bit of a hardcore fan. Wife, not so much. Kids too young to be completely brainwashed, but working on it. Although I made reservations in the past, I figured I would throw down the gauntlet and see if I can get professional help planning a vacation, that is. My wife wants to stay at a nice hotel on property for under $200 a night. I told her that there are no hotels in Fantasyland. Anywho,
That's awesome.
here's the specifics. January, February, March of 2010. Dates are very flexible. Looking for least expensive, least crowded times. I'm also open to September, October, but wife wants to go in the winter instead. So happy wife, happy life. 2 adults.
You know it.
2 adults, 2 kids. 3 and 6. Sorry, Mike. We are bringing kids to the happiest place on earth, and we'll be taking the oldest out of school. We can't afford Harvard anyway, so figure there's no real done.
Community college for everyone.
Good luck, bro.
That's awesome.
Flying in from Philly, the city of brotherly love, in the same city that throws snowballs at Santa. 6 to 7 days. Staying on site. Want to stay inside the bubble. Want to stay at a resort that has plenty of kid-adult activities, and so my brain doesn't explode from not being able to ride Space Mountain every day, assuming it's even open when we go.
Yeah, it'll be open.
Preferences, although very open to suggestions, are Wilderness Lodge, Animal Kingdom Lodge, Swan and Dolphin, but due to budgetary constraints, may need to move down to a moderate. We actually do like Coronado. Also open to the Gaylord Palms. I know it's off-site, but it is close and has a lot for the kids. Some other things here. Tickets don't need anything other than a park hop for 5 or 6 days. I am a cheap bastard. Want to do this right, but definitely a deal hunter and willing to wheel and deal. Not a member.
You're writing your own letters to the show?
I'm currently not a member of AAA, Disney Visa, annual pass holder, but certainly willing to join if it's fiscally advantageous.
No, but we are willing to learn. Why would they send us one place?
All right, so Len, what do you think here for David?
3rd week in January.
Yeah, so the 3rd or 4th week of January, the 1st week of February, all good.
How about resort?
Under $200 a night.
Yeah.
Looking at a moderate.
What Orleans?
How many kids?
2 kids, 3 and
Camping
6.
in Riverside.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a decent amount of activities. If you were gonna spend a little more money, how much is a cabin?
$250, $260.
Because I was gonna say Fort Wilderness has a lot of activities. It'd be great for the kids, but
cabin would be.
It's a lot of walking, but yeah.
Yeah. Animal Kingdom Lodge has a lot of activities also, but
You
again,
could
it's
do a
gonna be
family suite. Right? Family suite's going to be $200 a night, right?
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Len, on Gaylord as he mentioned?
I mean, it's a great resort. It's the I don't know if you're going to have as much room as at one of the family suites. So that's the only thing. I mean, so that it's a much more luxurious resort, but there is that hassle of going back and forth, and you will have to have a car, so it's more expensive, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I'd rather spend the money. I mean, if you're going to spend the money in the room. I think the family suites, the All-Star Music family suites, are the way to go.
Might be.
Although
The kids will love it. I mean, because it is very much themed towards the kids.
Yeah, I think so too. And there'll be pools. Not that you're going to go swimming in February, although I've done it. Yeah,
I've done it. It's not bad, actually.
That's true.
Next email is from Kristen Corner. Have fun with this one, Matt. Town, Florida.
They're making these up.
I swear they are.
Yeah. Bunch of consonants thrown together.
On a recent sunny afternoon near Test Track, my date and I relaxed our sore feet by lounging on a grassy area. That carpet grass is perfect. Cast members nearby saw us and a few kids frolicking on the grassy knoll, but they didn't say a word, nor really seem to care about guests getting off the beaten path on the sidewalk. There were no obstacles or fences to prevent you from walking onto the grass, just a little curb. Disney is always very particular about with where you want to go or not go with the miles of fences, but these small spots spread out throughout Disney World are accessible and seems to be open for guests to enjoy. What's the official word on this? Are these areas for guests to use, or just a case of underpaid cast members that don't care?
Yeah, I think it's the latter.
Yeah.
I mean, if they wanted you, they'd make a ramp if they wanted you to go there.
No, but I'm thinking in Epcot especially. I'm sure you've seen these areas, Len. Like if you're coming out of, what's it called?
I've seen people running in the grass,
like
but I'm
Nemo,
not sure.
And on the right hand side there's a huge grassy knoll between Seas Pavilion and the Land Pavilion.
But dude,
I see people there every day.
I know, but it's not for walking.
Right.
I don't think that's what they put it there for.
And there's usually flowers and stuff planted in there. It's not, I don't know.
It just makes it more comfy.
If
No.
everybody in the park walked on the grass,
The grass
there
would be destroyed.
no grass.
That's right.
Would you think they would have put up a fence if they didn't want you to go there? Like on the around the. Well, that's a bad example because there's
No, because it takes away from the atmosphere.
Yeah, I agree with everybody else on this.
Yeah.
All right.
Matt, we're going to yank you out of the grass in December. You're not walking in the grass.
Anyway,
Holly.
This is the same guy who says park at the Holly. You're right.
Next email is from Christopher from Baltimore, Maryland, who writes, first off, thank you. I'm a seasoned veteran to Walt Disney World, but I'm bringing a first-timer soon. And wow, really soon.
Hope you had fun.
Yeah, and utilizing the dining plan for the first time, and your shows have helped immensely with my psychotic planning, replanning, and wild imaginings. My boyfriend and I are celebrating our 2-year anniversary and both of our 30th birthdays during that trip. Observed all of them due to work and school scheduling. I have reservations for every night that we're there, but alas, Le Cellier had no open dinner spots. We had to settle for lunch to celebrate our anniversary. He is a trained Italian chef, and after hearing the bulk of the podcasters fawning over the food and amazingly awesomeness of Le Cellier, I was trying desperately to figure out the best anniversary dinner that could be held since an anniversary lunch as well. We have ADRs for the royal table. It's his first time. I got to show him some magic. Chefs de France, 50s Primetime, Hollywood and Vine, Yak and Yeti, the Luau, and Crystal Palace. I remember the one time I did eat in Italy and figured I would spare him the heartache. So where do you think an adult first-timer enjoy a romantic dinner for two? Keeping in mind, we're two guys, and I know it's commonplace in Disneyland, but probably not so in Disney World, except Gay Days. But I would rather keep that experience for another birthday later on after he's visited. I guess I'm just more of a purist. And as much as I love listening, I was wondering if there are any online community for the gays that love Disney parks. Well, I don't think the culinary tastes of gays or other straight people are different. I like I really like Chico. I know we've mentioned that many times for romantic things. And I think it's for a reason, right?
Yep.
Chico. I like the bistro idea. I
ate there. Wait, is Bistro the one upstairs or downstairs?
That's Chef Sir Francis upstairs. Right?
No, Chef de France I don't like, but Bistro I haven't either. So I'll
I like Bistro. I like that idea.
Okay.
Only because I loved France.
Is anyone familiar with any online communities that cater to people who, like a Disney website for gays? I'm not familiar with of any. I know that certain sites have they'll have a board in their message boards that will be dedicated to that, but I can't think of a site specifically other than the Gay Day site really isn't a website that's really about that. It's just an event information.
What about the Queens of the Kingdom? Didn't they?
Do they have a website?
They might.
That's a good question.
Eddie's book might have something on it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
There may be something in the book, right?
Yeah, definitely check that out, Christopher.
Yeah, great book. Hysterical.
Next email is from Lori in Palo Alto, California, Nani Mouse Girl on WW Today and touringplans.com. Hello, gentlemen, and the talented Annette if gracing us today.
Talented.
Woohoo! Talented.
I'm a frequent visitor to the world and am currently planning a big family trip for June 2010. I'm a Disney Vacation Club member and plan on doing 7 days at Animal Kingdom Villas and then 5 days at Vero Beach. We'll probably only be doing one or two at ADRs for character meals. Otherwise, it'll be cooking at the villa or counter service. I'm a big planner. My brother-in-law is not. He's a real fly-by-the-seat-of-your-pants kind of guy. He hates schedules with a passion. He has been to the world long ago, but my sister and their 3 kids, ages 15, 9, and 5, have not. My problem is how to reconcile his desire for complete spontaneity with my desire to organize our days to avoid heavy crowds, queues, and the heat. I feel that his so-called plan of leaving whenever all 7 of us are ready and choosing the days parks on a bus when the bus comes is going to mean a long, hot lines, cranky kids, and frayed tempers. Side note, maybe Len can recommend a very good bar for me.
Yeah, exactly. Or a book.
Yeah. One idea is to alternate a planned park day with an unplanned resort day. Another is to do his one day and my way the next and hope he gets religion.
Yeah, that's an idea. You can try his way first, and then I think I like that idea actually quite a bit.
Yeah.
How many days do they have?
7 days.
Oh, yeah, so you got plenty of time to make up for it after he completely screws everything up the first day.
Yep.
There you go.
Good. Next email is from Brent from Louisiana, who writes, we've been to the world once before, and we did not get a chance to go to the boardwalk. On our upcoming trip in December 2009, we'd like to go. We may or may not have a car. If we do, then we would definitely drive there. If we don't have a car, what would be the best way using Disney's transportation? We'll be staying at the Polynesian.
Disney transportation.
Probably taking the resort to Epcot and then walking over there, or taking the boat from Epcot, right?
Yeah, I just had this question. An email. I'm trying to remember how I answered it. I think it was monorail to Epcot. Obviously, monorail to Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. I would think that's got to be the easiest way.
It's got to be.
Yeah, I mean, you can take a bus to the studios. Actually, the bus to the studios, I wonder if you're going to save on commuting time, Len, because there's only... I guess it doesn't really matter. You're either waiting for... I don't know. Because you're skipping... You're losing out... If you go to the studios, then you don't have to wait for the bus... Or you don't have to wait for the monorail to bring you to the TTC first.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Yeah.
It might be faster, but it's not as cool.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes. Next email is from... Oh, we answered Brett's email. Tom of Rockaway, New Jersey, where I tell everyone, first of all, I love the show. I think the level of expertise and Disney knowledge of the panel is unparalleled from that of any other podcast. So I have a question for Len. I was checking out the crowd calendar on touringplans.com and noticed that the park recommended dates exceeded the park hours released by Disney. How in your infinite wisdom can you accurately predict the busiest and least busiest days without being able to factor in extra magic hours for those days? I remember you saying that statistically, the park that had early extra magic hours the day before is the least crowded the following day. Which advice should I follow? I'm planning a trip for August 1994. Ha ha ha. Okay.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Awesome.
And although Disney has not released the August hours as of this writing, I was hoping to at least lay a foundation for my touring plan. Thanks for all you do and keep up the good work.
So we use historical hours, and they tend, until this year, they tended not to vary very much from year to year. And the extra magic hour schedule is about 80% the same from month to month as well, last time I checked. So that's how we come up with a crowd calendar, because things don't change. And we do actually adjust the calendar too based on seasonal stuff. So if Easter's in April one year and March in the next year, we adjust the calendar based on knowing that as well. That's how we're able to do predictions. Now, when the hours actually come out like they did today for 6 months in advance, Fred is busy at work tonight updating the entire crowd calendar, and that's the best we can do. So usually it's updated within 24, 48 hours of Disney posting real hours.
Okay. Next email is from Connie, who we did a show actually about one of her questions. It was about shows about a favorite secret attractions at Disney World, and she wrote back and said, "Thank you for using my show today. It was really exciting. I felt like a star." The noise. She wrote one about the noise at the Dawa Bar. Where is it? There, I'm trying to find. The thing was the noise coming from the hotel in quotes near Dawa Bar in Animal Kingdom, and I think we didn't have any idea what she was talking about. And she wrote, the noises near the seating of the Dawa Bar in Tusker House. You can hear dishes clinking, voices talking, and knocking. Olier said the story is that the landlady who runs the, quote, hotel above the bar is trying to collect the rent from the delinquent students who live there. Sometimes you can't hear it, or they don't turn on the soundtrack because of the noise of Tusker House. Well, there you go. We learned something.
All right.
Next email is from Craig Duncan, who writes...
from Claremont?
That's right. And also the United Kingdom. Who writes, ladies and gents, quickie, best restaurant on the monorail resorts, please. For family of 4 for dinner, not fish.
Not fish?
Citricos.
Family of 4. I'm thinking something at the Poly.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think?
Kona, Ohana.
Yeah, and that's the order that I thought of, too.
Yeah, exactly what I thought, too. Isn't that funny?
That's the exact order. Nothing at the Grand Floridian. I mean, you've got expensive, and you've got 1900 Park Fare, which may not have good quality food.
For breakfast, I like 1900 Park Fare, but dinner I'm not so impressed with.
Yeah. Some people may say the Wave, although I'm not really crazy about the Wave.
Yeah. Okay. And what are your any thoughts on you?
Kona.
I was going Kona.
Wow, isn't that weird?
That's really become like my favorite.
Wow.
For any meal, I just love Kona.
It really is.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Speaking of Kona, and Mike Newell will bear me out on this, if you can't get into Le Cellier for a Scopa special, you go to Kona and you're going to get something pretty close.
It's a nice steak. Yeah.
It's a nice steak, yeah.
Yep.
Good.
The desserts there are incredible.
Cool. All right, time for our last question of the day, and that means that I'm going to give Mr. Newell 3 questions to choose from. One will be answered today. The other 2 go back into the email queue to be answered later. You ready, Mike?
Yes, sir.
It was the ghost of questions past, the ghost of questions present. Go ahead.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
These are tough ones, Newell.
Oh, great.
First one is miss the live show, but I have a doctor's note. Second is insert transparent Mike Newell manipulation or suck up ploy here. And the last one is set me up for disappointment, Mr. Scopa.
Oh, let's go with that
Uh-oh.
one. Yeah, we have to go with that one.
All right, last email of the day will be from Rob Herndon of Richmond, Virginia. He writes, Dear podcast team, wife and I recently booked our family vacation at the World with Mouse Fan Travel for February 2010. If you don't count one short visit offsite in 2004, it will have been 10 years since we were last at the parks.
Wow.
So to catch up on what's new in the world, I've been voraciously reading the latest unofficial guide, as well as several dozen internet sites, and also downloading hours and hours of archived podcasts. And that was just Mangelo's show from last week. Hi-yo!
Who?
Exactly. Anyway, I love your show for its humor and banter, as well as the experience that each of you brings to the table. However, what's that?
However, that's like saying, I love your show, but...
However, after listening to many of the past 200 or so shows, I have a question I'd like to put out to the almighty Scopa, because I realize, as much as I hate to admit it, he and I are apparently the same generation. I'm not sure you youngsters have enough history to fully weigh in on this topic. You ready, Scopa?
I can go then.
Hit me.
I like being called a youngster. That's kind of cool.
Is this a question on like which hip replacement surgery is? Go ahead.
In episode 417, which was about the studios in 1995, one of you said that he was only 10 at that time. You see, the catch to my story is that my wife and I are both cast members back then, so we have a pretty good understanding of how to survive the world, having worked there for almost a decade. My question for Mr. Scopa is, given all that has happened at Walt Disney World in the past decade, What's going to be the thing that impresses me the most about the resort in 2010 versus the 1990s? And also, what's going to be my greatest disappointment? What's just not the way it used to be? Food, prices, changes to a ride or an attraction that isn't there? Sorry for the long-winded email, but thanks for taking time to answer my question. I look forward to hearing your responses when we return.
Okay, I think that over the last 10 years, in my opinion, the attraction that I think has been the most, it's probably a tie. I would say it's between Soarin' and Everest. But I would say Soarin' because more people will go on Soarin' than will go on Everest. So I'm saying that Soarin' would be something that you definitely need to experience. And as far as disappointment goes, I think that, since 1995, it's going to be that you can't see Sorcery in the Sky.
All right, also, I know that the bane of many people's existence over the last 10 years has been complaining about Ohana and how it used to be.
Well, we wouldn't know anything about that one, would we? That would be two. The other thing would be that back in those days, I believe Epcot was opening up both World Showcase as well as Future World at the same time.
Good.
So that's a disappointment now.
Well, that's going to do it for us today. And you know what? Let's not forget that we were talking about disappointment. There's no disappointment when we were talking about MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. They can help you plan your trip, even if it's been 10 years. They'll answer your questions for you, let you know what you can expect, what to do, what to plan for, and to help you, avoid maybe some pitfalls that might otherwise be in front of you. So why not check them out? Visit them at www.mousefantravel.com. If you want to find our older episodes, read our show notes, or send us your comments, you can visit the WDW Today website at wdwtoday.com. For Len Testa, Mike Scopa, Mike Newell, and the fabulous Annette Owens, I'm Matt Hochberg. We'll see you on the next show.
Stupid Judy, stupid energy.
This has been a production of Mouse World Radio.